Now, I know you've been quietly disseminating this philosophy around corporate openness and talking to other CEOs. What are you telling them?
Let's start with the policy side. We need better corporate policies. Parental leave, both maternal and paternal, covering all forms of adopting a child in childbirth, equal for men and women. At Facebook, we offer 4 months, and we encourage people to take it. And Mark Zuckerberg set a great example himself. Paid family medical leave, so that people can take care of themselves and children. And bereavement leave. I didn't think much about bereavement leave until I lost Dave. And Facebook had really good policies in place, and we extended them even further. We now offer 20 days for someone who lost an immediate family member and 10 days for extended family members. I've been talking to a lot of CEOs and companies about extending their bereavement leave. MasterCard announced, and I was so happy to applaud them for it. SurveyMonkey, obviously close to my heart, have done it as well. And I'm hoping a lot more companies will step in and offer substantial and paid bereavement leave.
It's hard to leave any job for a period of time, but tech moves so fast. Are people taking the leave? Are dads taking the leave that they're given here?
We encourage dads to take the leave. I think one thing we do, which is a good policy, is we give those 4 months over the first year. And if you want to take it all up front as 4 months, that's great, and we're happy to encourage that. But some people actually have said, my mother or my mother-in-law is there for the first month. I want to do it a little bit later. So we're actually, one of the ways we encourage people to take the full leave is make even that leave really flexible.
This idea of openness, what if you work at a car company or a consulting firm or a company in China where it might be more difficult to create that kind of culture?
So I've been talking about emotion at work for a long time. I wrote in Lean In that I cry at work sometimes. That was reported as Sheryl Sandberg cries on Mark Zuckerberg's shoulder, which is not exactly what happened. But I wrote long before Lean In that I leave work at 5:30 so I can be home for dinner with my kids. The concept that we can be both, hopefully, great leaders, great managers, great contributors, but also great parents and wives and husbands and fathers and mothers and friends. I don't think these things trade off. I think they go together.
When you said you leave work at 5:30, someone else said you couldn't have gotten more publicity if you murdered someone with an axe.
With an axe, exactly.
I think it's fair, though, that you probably don't leave work behind at 5:30. The expectations of modern workers and modern parents are higher than ever. How do employers address that?
It's such a good point because the expectations are higher on both sides. And you're right. I mean, when my parents were in the workforce early days, there was no internet. You couldn't work at home, and now we can. And so I'm not pretending that I leave work at 5:30 and don't pick up work again. Of course I do. But the ability to go home, have dinner with my kids, put them to bed, and then work, to get up before they wake up and then work, gives me the flexibility I need to be home. I think we need to communicate well with our employees. Not everything is an emergency. I do send emails late at night. I have a system with the people I work for. I'm like, if it's important and I need an answer and it's the night or weekend, I will red flag it. If I don't red flag it, you can wait. And I want to set it up so that I can work the hours that make sense for me, but it's not forcing them to stay up after that late email to respond.